The craft of the famous stamped kerchiefs in Cyprus was revived during a successful folk arts program presented by CYPRECO of America, which also featured the last remaining kerchief maker on the island. The event, which was under the auspices of the Federation of Hellenic Societies of Greater New York, took place on May 27th at the Stathagion Cultural Center in Astoria before a house of guests comprised by Greek and non-Greek friends of CYPRECO. The program featured a screening of an original documentary with English subtitles by Cypriot filmmaker Michalis Papapetrou, which examined in depth the industry of stamped kerchiefs, which thrived in the capital of Cyprus, Nicosia, during the 18th and 19th centuries, and for which Cyprus became very famous in Europe. Furthermore, the documentary recorded the last remaining traditional kerchief workshop in Cyprus, owned by the brothers Dinos and Nikos Kakoulis, who inherited it from their late father Kyriakos Kakoulis. The technique of stamp-printed kerchiefs, which includes the production of special dyes, was very well kept within the family, and for these reasons, the industry slowly vanished as the artisans eventually passed away. The last traditional kerchief maker of Cyprus, Nikos Kakoulis, also passed away on May 24, 2004. And currently, this craft is now considered extinct. The Consul General of Cyprus, Ambassador Vasilis Philippou, was the guest speaker who further talked about the unique industry of stamped kerchiefs in Cyprus, further stressing that this vanishing craft has been part of the Cypriot folklore and tradition for many centuries. Ambassador Philippou also congratulated CYPRECO for its commitment of producing such worthy folk arts programs, as he stressed, which contribute to the promotion and preservation of the rich folklore and culture of Cyprus. The event was greeted by a host who also expressed special thanks to the Federation of Hellenic Societies and its president, Petros Galatoulas, for hosting and supporting the event, to all sponsors and dignitaries who honored with their presence. Special greetings were also offered by John Papas, president of the Enosis Lefkariton of America, who also represented the Federation of Cypriot American Organizations, and by Elias Tsekeridis, former president of the Federation of Hellenic Societies of Greater New York. Both speakers also congratulated CYPRECO for this production, which they termed extremely valuable, as it gave the audience the opportunity to discover yet another aspect of the rich folk arts and crafts of Cyprus. CYPRECO's production volunteer team included your host, Elena Maroulleti, executive producer, who also prepared the English translation for the subtitles, Tom Stouras, camera, Caroline Ioannou, production assistant, and Thanasis Zouvelis, lights, sound, and video projection. This program was made possible in part by Art Capital Group US, the New York City Department of Cultural Affairs, the Federation of Hellenic Societies of Greater New York, Mr. Petros Galatoulas, Astoria Bank, Investors Bank, and the Federation of Cypriot American Organizations. Media sponsors AKTINA FM and AKTINA TV.
I don't know, it was a beautiful show. I enjoyed it. It was worth the trip. I came all the way from New Jersey and I enjoyed it. I'm going to tell my children about it. I learned a wonderful tradition we have in Cyprus, and it adds to the wonderful skills that I know our people have, and I look forward to new programs that you do that I can show my children to. Thank you.
John, thank you so much for coming and for addressing the event with your greeting, and it means a lot to us when we have guests such as you, who is also involved in the preservation of a rich history, culture, arts and crafts through your organization, Enosis Lefkariton.
Thank you, and thank you very much for doing the Lefkara Kendimata exhibit. I enjoyed that very much, and I got to show what my grandmother took a whole year to make, which I'm very proud of. And we still do exhibits. We did an exhibit this year that was our most popular event, and it was in both Greek papers, which I was very happy.
Thank you, John.
Thank you, Elena.
Κύριε Πρέσβη, πραγματικά η ομιλία σας απόψε ήταν εξαιρετική. Ήταν to the point που λέμε, αλλά δεν έχω λόγια να σας ευχαριστήσω. Σας ευχαριστώ.
Καταρχήν να συγχαρούμε το AKTINA FM και την Elena Maroulleti, η οποία η οποία έχει θέσει ως στόχο τη ζωή της την διατήρηση της πολιτιστικής κληρονομιάς σε αυτή την αχανή χώρα. Δεν είναι εύκολη υπόθεση, ξέρετε, χρειάζονται πολλές προσπάθειες, πολλές θυσίες και θα πρέπει πάντοτε να την στηρίζουμε, να την υποστηρίζουμε με όλους τους δυνατούς τρόπους. Ο πολιτισμός της Κύπρου είναι ένα πολύτιμο κεφάλαιο, μια παρακαταθήκη την οποία μας έχουν εμπιστευθεί οι πρόγονοί μας. Έχουμε καθήκον όλοι να τη διαφυλάξουμε, να τη δώσουμε ακέραιη στα παιδιά μας. Είναι η καρδιά της Κύπρου, είναι η όαση από την οποία αντλούμε νάματα ιδανικά για να μπορέσουμε να συνεχίσουμε μπροστά.
Και πάλι σας ευχαριστώ θερμά and we will do it again. Θα το ξανακάνουμε και θα σας ξανά έχουμε μαζί μας την επόμενη, έτσι.
Βεβαίως, ευχαρίστω στη διάθεση σας.
I love the film. I thought it was very interesting. The tradition goes back centuries. We don't have that in this country, anything like that. I'm very sad that the person died in the end, and I hope that they didn't want they kept it in the family. They didn't want relatives to, not people who were not relatives to have access to this knowledge, which so unfortunately that is a consequence that they don't have it continuing. It was my understanding that it came to an end. But there were beautiful colors. They had magenta. They had, it was just, they had different, for different villages, I understood, they had different patterns. They had different names too. There are many different words, many new words I learned. Okay.
Hello, Sandra, and welcome to the Stathagion Cultural Center. How did you enjoy the show this evening?
Oh, it was wonderful, but so sad. So beautiful that something like this could die, after so many years. And the sad thing is, I wanted to ask you, can you get these things in the United States? Can they ship them?
No, they don't make them anymore.
Not at all. There's none left. That's very sad.
The ones that they make now in Cyprus, they're made on, machine-made. They're not handmade. And you saw the process, how it's made. It's a long process.
Very long, extremely. Very labor-intensified. These days, everybody wants something quick, but the beauty of it is to spend the hours and the love and put that all in there. And a tradition. That's so important.
Well, thank you for coming, Sandra. Thank you so much.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I love your show, and this was just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Very sad, though.
So you're a visiting professor here in the United States, and thank you for attending our program. I hope you liked it.
It was very nice, the program, and actually I came here because I have a good friends that, as the president of Federation, Petros Galatoulas, has invited me to various excellent events, and that was one of the good events. Obviously, events like that should be promoted even better, not only here, but also in the outside from the Greek society. It's well known for the people to know what is the culture of Cyprus and not only.
Πέτρο μου, σε ευχαριστώ θερμά και εσένα που είσαι ο πρόεδρος της Ομοσπονδίας Ελληνικών Σωματείων Μίζωνος Νέας Υόρκης, αλλά και όλο το Διοικητικό Συμβούλιο που για χρόνια αγκαλιάζεται το πολιτιστικό μας έργο, τόσο του CYPRECO, τόσο του AKTINA και του AKTINA FM. Δεν έχω λόγια να σας ευχαριστήσω.
Και εμείς θέλουμε να σε ευχαριστήσουμε, Έλενα, και αυτό είναι κάτι το οποίο οφείλουμε σε σένα, διότι είσαι, και το έχω πει κατ' επανάληψη, από τα μέσα ενημέρωσης τα οποία πραγματικά κάνουν λειτουργήμα και τιμούν τη δημοσιογραφία. Διότι δυστυχώς σήμερα τα μέσα ενημέρωσης, όπως γνωρίζουμε, όχι μόνο εδώ και στην Ελλάδα και παντού, έχουν κάνει και αρκετές ζημιές. Οπωσδήποτε πάντα η Ομοσπονδία θα είναι στο πλευρό σου σε ό,τι χρειαστεί, διότι όπως είπα το αξίζεις. Και βλέπουμε ότι επιτελείς και ένα έργο το οποίο λίγοι επιτελούν. Δηλαδή πρώτη φορά βλέπω ένα μέσο ενημέρωση και παράλληλα να προβάλλει τον πολιτισμό μας, να προβάλλει τα ήθη έθιμα και τις παραδόσεις μας και τα οποία τόσο πολύ σήμερα έχουμε ανάγκη να τα θυμούμαστε, να τα διατηρούμε και μάλιστα σε περιόδους στις οποίες τα χάνουμε στη γενέτειρά μας. Από εκεί που εμφανίστηκαν και ανδρώθηκαν, βλέπετε τώρα ότι υπάρχει μία τέτοια καμπή που προτιμάμε τα ξένα από πράγματα τα οποία ζηλεύει όλη η ανθρωπότητα και τα μετέδωσε βέβαια ο ελληνισμός σε όλα τα μήκη και πλάτη του κόσμου.
Πάντως, Πέτρο μου, το γεγονός ότι υπάρχει το Σταθάκιο Πολιτιστικό Κέντρο για μας είναι μία όαση εδώ στην καρδιά της ελληνικής αστόριας και συγχαρητήρια που εσύ χρόνια σαν εργάτης, θα έλεγα σε εισαγωγικά, προσφέρεις τόσα πολλά στην ομογένεια και σε αυτό το πολιτιστικό κέντρο, το οποίο συνεχώς και αναβαθμίζεται, και συγχαρητήρια και πάλι.
Ναι, σας ευχαριστώ και εγώ, αλλά εγώ έχω μάθει όταν αναλαμβάνω κάποια θέση να την αναλαμβάνω και με το ανάλογο αίσθημα ευθύνης. Πολλοί λένε για εθελοντισμούς, ο εθελοντισμός για μένα δεν είναι δικαιολογία. Όποιος δεν μπορεί να προσφέρει δεν πρέπει να αναμειγνύεται. Αλλά αυτός πάλι που αναμειγνύεται στα κοινά και έχει και κάποιο αξίωμα, και όσο μεγαλύτερο είναι αυτό το αξίωμα, τόσο μεγαλύτερος υπερέτης πρέπει να είναι για τον ελληνισμό. Και τα άτομα αυτά να τιμούν τον ελληνισμό και όχι να τιμούνται από τις θέσεις τις οποίες κατέχουν. Αυτές είναι οι αρχές οι δικές μου.
Ευχαριστώ, Πέτρο μου. Να σε πάντα καλά.
Και εσύ, Ελένα μου, να είσαι καλά.